Stacy, Realize Your Beauty Foundation. You're originally from Colorado, so how do you like New York?
Yes, I like it. This last couple weeks have been a bit challenging, so with the weather.
Oh,
so
definitely.
It really tested everybody's,
Yeah, so just give us a little background information on Realize Your Beauty. I know it's like kind of a young nonprofit organization. It was founded in 2010, and it's kind of geared towards body image and beauty and, realizing your beauty and all of that.
Absolutely. We were founded in 2010, so we're very young. We're just getting started and just getting our programs out into different organizations for children. And Realize Your Beauty uses theater to promote positive body image. So that's our mission, to promote positive body image through theater arts. And we travel to Girl Scout troops, and we've done work with Girls Incorporated and their after-school programs, and elementary schools, middle schools. So
that's great. So what personal journey do you have that brought you to kind of create this great foundation for other girls?
I think that it's interesting because that question comes up a lot, and I feel like every time I start to speak about how I came to found the organization, everybody has a story that they can relate to in terms of their own journey to learning to love themselves. And I think for myself, there were many years where it wasn't always easy to have the best positive body image, and my background is in theater arts, and there's a lot of pressure for performers to look a certain way and to be a certain way, and I wanted to do something for the next generation so that they can not have to grow up feeling like they're not good enough the way they are. So that was the drive behind it.
That's beautiful. Yeah, because, I feel like everybody has their own journey to realizing their own beauty. And, some people are still on it. Some people have a short journey, but it's definitely one that is there.
It's definitely one that starts when you're very young, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. So you have a background in theater arts.
That's correct.
How did theater arts affect your life as far as your own body image? I know that you said a little bit of something like there's a lot of pressure on actors, but you use this tool to kind of help girls. So has it helped you in a way as well?
Absolutely. That's a really good question. It absolutely has. And I think in many, many different ways, and I think for young children to be involved with theater, it definitely builds confidence. And I have always loved acting. I have always loved theater arts. And for me, I felt that just performing wasn't quite enough for me, and that I wanted to use whatever skills I had in that field for a greater purpose, for a greater mission. And promoting positive body image was really in my heart. It's really my passion to get that message out. So it just seemed like a very natural combination.
That's great. And do you believe that our own journey towards realizing our own beauty is kind of always a work in progress? Because some people say, you come to this resolution, but I also think, with each age that you grow to, we were talking previously how women don't really have the advantage of aging gracefully in our society. You kind of have to come to terms over and over again with your changing self. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's a really good point. And I think if anything, maybe age brings us wisdom. And the reason that we chose to work with children and adolescents, so we work with under 18, is that it all starts at such a young age. Because if you can learn at a young age to love yourself as you are in this moment right now, that will carry you through all the years of changing, as your body changes when you're young, and then when you get older, and if you have children, and, our bodies are constantly changing.
And it's a cycle, too. You got to be a good image towards your children if you have them.
Yes, and, not just parents, but also mentors. They are absolutely one of the absolute greatest influence on their children, and especially for mothers, because, as children, our mothers are the most beautiful person in the world, and to hear them criticize themselves in the mirror, or to hear them, make comments about themselves, especially if you happen to look like your, like your mother or father. So it definitely can affect children pretty seriously.
Absolutely.
Both ways as well. If you have a parent who's really positive all the time and really loves themselves, that will absolutely carry through to the children as well.
Yeah, that's great. It's all about accepting yourself, really. And that's how your beauty shows through.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So I know you're the founder, and I think that's really great. You're so involved with the community, and especially girls themselves. I know as a 25-year-old woman, I remember being a girl and struggling with, knowing who I was. Have you ever come to a resolution where you sat down at your desk and you're like, this is why I do this? You saw something that was so uplifting and just really inspiring with one of your girls. Did you just be so happy in that moment?
Yes. I feel very privileged to do this work because, truthfully, I have that experience often. And honestly, almost every time we do a workshop, there is one moment, or oftentimes several moments, where I think everybody involved we definitely get as much out of it as the people taking the workshop, because it really is something that I feel privileged to do. And I do quickly one thing I think it's important to point out, that currently our programs are all for girls, but actually we'll be adding programs for boys soon as well. Because,
that's great.
Yeah, I think it's important not to forget that.
Definitely.
Boys growing up, and men, they struggle with different pressures, but
absolutely still
just
pressures.
As much pressure as women. So
that's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, I definitely think that boys seek just as much acceptance in their looks, just in a different way.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And kind of they're not allowed to really be feminine. They have to kind of fulfill this masculine role in society, which I think can kind of hinder their self-acceptance as well if they're not technically like that. Do you have different angles for the men, or is it kind of just all under the same umbrella as loving yourself?
Yeah, I think the overall message is the same, but I definitely do think it's important to take a slightly different angle, with each age group that you deal with, just to keep everything age appropriate. And, a 5-6-year-old girl in kindergarten is definitely going to be facing a different issue than a 14-year-old boy, or, so it's definitely important to tailor the program to the students.
And that's great that you do,
Yeah, it's something that we're really excited about, to expand our programs to cover those areas.
That's great. So let's say there was, a young girl or boy listening right now, and they wanted to be a part of this organization. They wanted to take a workshop. How would they be able to do that?
Well, that's a great question. And first of all, I would say, please visit our website, www.realizeyourbeauty.org, and we have a link that lists workshops. We will be having some workshops open to the public that you can, sign up for through their parents, ask their parents about it, and sign up for and come. But also, if students are involved in Girl Scouts or Girls Incorporated, or they have an after-school program, that is absolutely wonderful if they want to reach out to us, and we can set up a time to come to their school or to come to their organization and do a workshop just for them. So
that's amazing. Yeah. And do the girls, are they well receptive towards something that you're doing?
Yes, we have really been very lucky, I think, in our experience, because I think it's partly a lot of the groups that we do. We've just had great girls. They're very open, very receptive, very willing to share in the workshops, share personal experiences. So that has been really a privilege for us.
That's great. That must be great to see. And what about anybody who's in theater and would like to kind of do something with the theater aspect?
Yeah, definitely. We are definitely always looking for people who you have a passion for the cause. That is the most important thing. We have a wonderful group of actors. They're really great, and I feel very lucky to be working with all of them, because they're very talented actors, but more importantly, every single person involved in the organization has a connection, has a reason why they want to be involved. and that's very important. So
That's great.
yeah, they can send an email to me, and I can let them know about casting opportunities or such.
That's exciting. So do you guys put on plays that people can go see as well?
Exactly. So what our workshops entail, we have various lengths of workshops. The one we most often do at the moment is 45 minutes long, and we have a performance. It's about 20 minutes long. It's a play. And then afterwards, we do a workshop with the girls that they've just seen the production. And we also offer 3-hour workshops that includes both of those steps, but then after we have the workshop, the students prepare their own theater pieces and perform them for each other.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Well, I wish that was around when I was little.
I know. Well, me too. That's it. I think that definitely was part of the drive, is because I do think, I wish as well that, this had been a message that was available when we were growing up, but I think it's just coming into awareness.
That's great. So you're doing it for the next generation. They'll
Absolutely.
pass it on for sure.
Yes.
So I know that you said that, the workers take away more than the actual students do.
Maybe not more, but I hope not more. But
there has to be a lot of, humbling
much.
Moments within the organization.
Absolutely. For example, there's one time in particular I can mention to give an example of the experiences that we are able to have in facilitating these workshops. We gave a workshop for a group of Girl Scouts in Brooklyn, and there were various ages, as young as 5 and as old as 17. And one of the questions in the workshop is about, ask the girls, name different things that your body helps you do. What does your body help you do? And the idea is to get the girls to think about how amazing their bodies are and how much they do for them, and, to treat them with kindness because they do these amazing things. And there was a girl in the workshop that was physically challenged, and she was in a wheelchair. And when it came to that question, she raised her hand. She was about 7 years old, and she said, "My body helps me to love."
Oh, that makes me want to cry a little bit.
Absolutely. Truthfully, a lot of the actors did tear up, because the thing is, as a little girl, she wasn't trying to make a profound statement. She was answering the question.
Right.
And that's what her answer was. And it was a moment where I think we all kind of took a step back and thought, wow, this is very powerful work that we're doing. And, it's just a privilege to be with those girls.
That's so touching.
Yeah.
That's really great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I really hope everybody that's listening goes to the website, realizeyourbeauty.org.
Exactly.
It's in
so much for
Harlem.
having us.
Oh, it's a pleasure having you. It's in Harlem, so anybody in the New York City tri-state area can definitely be involved. And
absolutely, we travel to you to do the workshop.
That's great. So definitely go to the website. And Stacy, it's been such a pleasure. We'll definitely keep in touch because I love the story. And if you have, any last statement towards any girl that's listening and trying to figure out who she is.
Well, thank you so much for having us this evening. And I think if I do have a last statement, I would like to say just, we're the most beautiful when we are the most ourselves. So the way that we can bring the most beauty to the world is by really realizing everything that's inside of us. And the faster we stop worrying about the pressure around us to be something we're not, then the quicker we can come to ourselves and begin that journey. So.
Lovely.
That's what I would like to say.
That's great. Be the best person that you can possibly be.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much again, Stacy. I love this conversation, and the organization sounds really great, and I'm glad that I was able to hear all the great stories.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting us to your program.
Well, we'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.